Let's try this out. I've had days where I... Sounds pretty good. Let's go. I got a testimony to tell you. I've had days where I could not eat. I've had days where I could not sleep. Now I've had days where I wanted to end everything, but you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. I've had days where I thought I lost my mind. I've had days where I gave up the fight. So I have days where I look back and cry, 'cause you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. You wouldn't let go. You wouldn't let go. No, 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 no. You wouldn't let go. Even when I try to let go. You wouldn't let go. I've had days where I question my gift, and I've had days where nothing seemed to make sense. Should I be here or even be doing this? But you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. I've had days where I listened to the enemy and let him tell me what was inside of me. Now I have days where I look back and cry, 'cause you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. You wouldn't let go. When life got so hard, I wanted to let go. I
Good job.
Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. 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 Like Sunday morning, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah. Morning dew, the summer sky, the rain is gone, time to shine. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah, woke up blessed, had to get me right. Sun shining through blinds just to give me light. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah. Like Sunday morning, from sunrise to sunset. 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 We good. Hey, I see you, young queen. Take that crown off that floor. Hey, I see you, young king. Pick that dream up and go. Don't let them downplay your worth, even when they don't think that you know that you was crafted by God's hands and God been dope. Coming straight out the post. God got me, I ain't worried about the flow. Got to take it slow. Just me and Yahweh on this road. Had to take a leap of faith and let my God flex. Ever since then, my section they like the projects. Morning dew, the summer sky, the rain is gone, time to shine. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah, woke up blessed, had to get me right. Sun shining through blinds just to give me light. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah. Wait, fill my plate. Church yesterday, out of in the Sabbath, yeah. But I'm back up for the world, like, cause you know I gotta have it, yeah. Sunday, you know Jesus might pull up on a Monday, yeah. Doubling up on my worship. Devil, he up trying to curse it. It was written, God wrote it in cursive. That my soul is a part of the purchase. And my time, you cannot touch this. And my time, you cannot touch. You cannot touch, no, no. Especially when we're in church. Morning dew, summer sky. Rain is gone, time to shine. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah, yeah. Woke up blessed, had to get me right. Sun shining through blinds just to give me light. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like Sunday morning, from sunrise to sunset. 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 We good.
Yeah, we are recording.
Yeah.
Facebook can hear us.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, let me.
I look to still be in the green.
Okay.
That's good, but my computer is not on the charger. What's up, Facebook? All right, we're recording from a different way here, so we're freaking out. All right, let me get us up here. They can see us. Let's start the show.
Humble Kingz Radio
Wrong one.
Show.
Yeah.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
What up? What up? What's going on, world?
What is going on?
Yeah, man. Humble Kingz radio show. You sitting here with the host that says does the most, T. Barlow, and my man on the ones and twos, none other than
DJ Flyness.
Yeah, boy. Man, I hope everybody's doing well in this COVID season.
The COVID season?
Yeah, that's what
we don't want a season.
Hey, we want it to be a season. We don't want this to last forever. We want seasons past.
Yeah.
We want this to be a season. We want this season to phase out. We hoping that the sun will come out and just burn it up.
Right.
Yeah. So, we gotta, I guess, we actually haven't even talked about, I talked about it sort of with you. I think we got a topic we can get into.
Yeah, you sent me a screenshot. So, yeah, we can talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. I said first we get into some music, because y'all know how we do's it. Omaha's #1 station for Christian hip hop and R&B.
Humble Kingz radio show.
Yeah.
Move on the BCB cooking up.
Yeah, man, we at the house right now, and they got this coronavirus going on, man, and it's.
I'm about to say, oh yeah, this
sound like
old girl.
Coronavirus, what they trying? People dying, think they lying? Viral. We need God. Hey, coronavirus, what they trying? People dying,
So,
think they lying? Viral.
We're gonna probably circle the topic around preference versus precepts. You know what I mean? How people push their preferences and say like, man, if you don't do what they think is good and right, that you sinning, going to hell.
I figured that's what it was.
Yeah. But like I wanted to hit it on the hip hop, especially since it's like, we didn't, you play Christian hip hop, you know what I mean, and so forth. And so we're gonna hit it from there. I'm doing a podcast on the same thing tonight for a few moments or whatnot, and so it's kind of like it's a good fresh topic in my head. And
West now, bird flu, have a cure, no clue. Asking what we gon' do.
Coronavirus, what they
trying? People dying, think they lying?
Viral.
We need God. Ayy, coronavirus, what they trying? People dying, think they lying? Viral. We need God. Look, have faith. Get your mind straight. Don't wait until it's too late. All gas, no brakes. Follow protocol. First get God. Mask, gloves, stay clean, get it all. Have emergency things, canned goods, rice and beans. You and the fam on the same team. Have no fear. You only can do your best. Pray for the ones with less and everyone at risk. Coronavirus, what they trying? People dying, think they lying? Viral. We need God. Coronavirus, what they trying? People.
So if this happened, if I had to run it like this, no way I'll be able to do FaceTime.
Really? Yeah.
Because I just looked at my computer, said it's in the red.
Computer in the red?
Yeah.
Oh man, so
It's working right now.
I'm about to say, are we gonna survive?
Hey, I hope so.
Hey man, if not, then
it's recording the video and it's recording the audio, so hopefully it stay that way.
Yeah.
Just want to shout out to all
This
people, the world.
gonna be a real good topic, so
Yeah.
the devil may attack us.
elders, friends, family.
Stop it.
y'all.
Ain't the devil? It's your weak equipment. Nah, it's playing.
You gonna try to talk about my equipment?
No, I'm just playing. At least you got equipment.
Hey yo, what's good, y'all? This your boy K Drama.
I'm gonna get some
and you're
equipment one day. You
checking
can
out
talk
the
about
Humble
mine.
Kingz, Omaha's #1 Christian hip hop radio show.
All right, we are back.
Like recliners. Yes, I've said that one before, but that was like a couple years ago, so I'm allowed to bring it back.
Okay.
Like spinal cords.
Like the recliner that you're sitting in, the comfortable one.
Yeah. What's funny is I thought of a real dope one like the other day or like last week, and now I don't remember what it is, and I'm a little frustrated by that. I'm gonna think of it on the way home though, and I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna put it in my phone. I'm as a note, and so the next time I come on the show, and we be like, we are back, I'm gonna have it open, And I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna say it. Yeah, man. So anyway, man, let's get into this topic because we only got like so much time.
Yeah. I mean, we got an hour, so
yeah.
And then you leave.
Well, we got an hour-ish.
Yeah.
I told them I might be late. I got to get out of here and go get my kids. But
I mean, we got like 52 minutes.
I'm gonna tell you like this, like I look for silver linings, right? And with the city being kind of on shutdown, no traffic.
Yeah, no traffic.
I mean, granted, like I said, man, we gotta take whatever good we can get.
It's positives and all negatives.
You understand what I'm saying? Like man, won't he do it?
There's no traffic for anybody out there trying to drive. No traffic. There's no small. Gas prices are low.
Won't he do it?
$1.50.
I'm just saying, man. Like let's praise God for what we can praise Him for, and that's a lot to be thankful for. But so man, for those of y'all who don't know, I do a podcast called Biblical and Reformed Spitters.
What? You do a podcast called Biblical Reformed?
Biblical and Reformed Spitters. Man, you can find it on www.thebarpodcast.com. The bar is not for Barlow. No, but it just stands for Biblical and Reformed. There's actually quite a few different podcasts part of that network. And so I'm going to be recording a show tonight with this very topic that we're talking about, which I'll probably go a little bit more in depth on that show. But I'm also a Christian rapper. Like, again, most people watching the show know that. Just in case it's your first time, you don't know. T. Barlow put music out there, right? I got quite a few different types of friends online who say quite a few different types of things, and so I had this one Facebook friend put up a post, and
it's your friend too.
Yeah, it's a Facebook. Again, a Facebook friend, not a friend. I don't think I ever put. I don't even know if this is a female or a male, because the name says Christian Vita. Which I guess means for Christian life, what I mean?
Okay.
And I mean, it could be just like.
I thought that was their real name, but I was that could be any.
The real name could be Christian, and then at that point, I'd probably be like, it's probably a male. But like, also, this person could just be like, nah, I don't want to put my real name or my gender out there. Christian life is gonna be my moniker on Facebook, right?
Yep.
And so, Christian put out a post that said Christian hip hop doesn't have the fruit of the spirit, and puts up Galatians 5:22-25. Now, when I first saw it, I was just like, "Oh snap!"
Is he or she in your group, or that was on your post?
That was on his or her own page.
Oh, it went through your feed.
Yeah, it showed up on my
okay.
feed, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like I went and looked at it, like against my better judgment, because I knew where it was going. Because and here's the reason why I know, and I want to deal with some history real quick, some personal history of mine. There was a time a few years ago where I was really big. Well, I mean, I was always like really big into like just music, period. Listen to all types of stuff. And then one day, G. Craig Lewis came to Omaha, and I went and I listened to him speak, and he had exposed some of the things. I mean, granted, like I knew what I was listening to, but he exposed a darker, even darker side to a lot of the secular hip hop artists and some of the demonic stuff. And it was like, here's the thing, like all these years I listened to it, but like sitting here actually hearing it from that perspective kind of took me to a whole new place. It's like, oh snap, like how am I saying that I'm Christian and I'm sitting here like enjoying stuff in which people are talking to Satan, treating him like he's some type of friend, or even saying blasphemous things about God, and I'm just like, oh man, that song is dope. And then I was super convicted, and I actually had like stopped listening to hip hop, but then he didn't just stop with just hip hop. I mean, he dealt with like R&B, the neo soul. He even went into like gospel music, and so like I turned into a person no different than what we would see like in Christian Vita off of Facebook. I mean, like I was, and anybody, I mean, I guarantee you, like, man, if you go and you ask Jerron Taylor and them, they tell you, like I had a whole season where I was just bugging hard with the legalism.
They told me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm serious, like true story. Like I was just bugging hard, and like very unloving, very ungracious. And here's the funniest thing about that. Not the funniest, but the saddest part is that like I called myself being a watchman and a preacher of the word, in which I barely presented any gospel at all. It was just really this very hardcore judgmental, which I didn't mind. Like I understood that I was judgmental, but I was under the impression that I was judging according to like John 7:24 with a righteous judgment, you know. And truth be told, like I wasn't. And you know, and what I mean by that is I got to the place where I was like, oh, hip hop was of the devil, you know. And what I did was in doing that was I gave Satan so much credit. Well, really, Satan never created a thing. The only thing he's done is taken what God has created and perverted it, you know, man. But like I would sit there and I'll say like, yo, like, man, like hip hop is a thing of the devil. If you're rapping, you're probably on your way to hell. R&B is all about sex and booty. I mean, like just all types of stuff, man. Like I was just rock and roll, you know, just because of what people have done with those things. And you know, so this Christian Vita, like I held this position at one point, and I would say that now. I can't think of what happened. I think like over the years, like I began to like just listen to different preachers, who I found to be really sound. And then by listening to them, I began to actually hear the gospel for what it is, and really like understanding the gospel in its totality. And then not only that, like as I was hearing the gospel, I began to understand that like, yo, this Christian walk is not about, it's not so much about the what people are doing, it's how people are doing it, the place that they're coming from when they do it, you know. So I kind of got into some screenshots. One guy posted a verse that when I used to be in that legalistic stage, I used to post this verse all the time too, and it's 1 John 2:15, and he and this guy, and it looked like it's one of those combined accounts. So Michael and Rhonda are their names. And the reason why I'm saying their names is because all of this stuff is public. None of this stuff is in a private group. I can say their names. I'm gonna say their names. It's all. Matter of fact, if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see that I got the screenshots up. The reason why I put the screenshots up is so there could be some context to the podcast. And this is not me trying to dog some brothers and sisters of Christ. But Michael and Rhonda had posted 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. To which I responded, the next verse defines what's meant by the world. Heart issues with lust and with pride. CHH stands for Christian hip hop. Done rightly does not reflect such a description. So all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. I will admit that there are some people who profess to be Christian rappers who put on a persona that is not biblical, and being prideful. I mean, it's not just Christian rappers. We see this with any genre of Christian music, where you have people who kind of like put the flesh in the forefront. I will admit that happens, but to make a blanket statement about that genre, about that style of music, that's not a righteous judgment. And like I said, when we talk about the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, right? Well, those things are the root of all sin. And so I am in no way trying to say, hey, it's okay to lust at the flesh, or to have the lust of the eyes, or the pride of life. I'm not saying that. But this particular verse does not apply to it doesn't apply to the subject of hip hop in a sense. Okay, it can apply to a particular artist, and it can apply to their content. But to music is amoral. This is something that took me a while. I had to learn this. Music is amoral, which means that music in and of itself is not bad, right? Just like sex is amoral. Sex in and of itself is not bad, right? However, we have people who fornicate. We have people who practice homosexuality. We have pedophiles. We have people who sleep with animals. You know, people who hump trees and balloons. Like all types of stuff that's done outside of the will of God, right? And if I was to say that hip hop is evil because of people who have horrible, sinful content in their music, then I'd have to say that sex is evil because of the pedophiles and the homosexuals and the fornicators and the adulterers and all that stuff. We'd have to be consistent. And that's what I challenged Michael and Rhonda on by saying that, you know, and so forth. And so
I didn't get that when I read your thing, because that's a good way to explain it. I've never heard nobody explain it that way, and I'm glad that you said that, because I remember that, and next time somebody say that. But.
Yeah, but that's the thing though, and it's, you know, it's like it's not, like I said, it's not about the what, it's about the how, right? So like, for example, lying, we all know is a sin, right? Which is basically done when somebody is talking. If hip hop is evil because of somebody's content or whatnot, then we'd have to say that talking is evil because somebody lies. You see what I mean? Like it's inconsistent, and it doesn't mesh with the gospel. But some of the things that came about, some other verses, we pulled up. Should churches start giving free alcohol? It was an argument. Should churches start giving out free alcohol and dope to bring in alcoholics and addicts? Then why would they use rock and roll and rap concerts to bring in young people? Again, there's a straw man argument here. What I mean by that is that somebody's arguing a position that I'm not arguing. I'm definitely not saying that churches should do entertaining things to draw soulish people into the world. That's not what it is. That's not the reason why somebody like me, for example, and I know there's other people like me, that's not the reason why we do Christian rap and Christian hip hop. A lot of us do Christian hip hop or Christian rap because we have the talent to do it, and we're giving back to God what He has blessed us to do.
Oh, I thought it was because I couldn't sing.
That too, because I love music and I can't really sing. Now, granted, we got some technology today that makes me sound.
I'm a Christian DJ because I can't sing and I can't rap.
Yeah, right. But you have a talent for collecting music and playing it back in a way to create an atmosphere. Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like there are those who believe that you need to do things to draw people like that. I'm against that. I'm wholeheartedly against that. So for Michael and Rhonda to argue their position towards me, that's what we call a straw man. You're trying to argue against a point that I'm not even making. What I'm saying is that Christian hip hop is not sinful in and of it. That hip hop is not sinful in and of itself. Right, that's what I'm getting at. And when you talk about the fruit of the Spirit, when you listen to certain songs, oh yes, you do find, there has been some long suffering. Oh, there is some patience expressed in these lyrics. Oh, there is some love and kindness. There is some gentleness in here. That's just you're making these blanket statements, and ultimately what they're doing is they are pushing their preferences as a precept. They're pushing preferences as a precept, which means that these are things that they prefer. I'm not saying that you have to like what a person does just because they're putting the Christian stamp on it. What I'm saying is to call it sinful just because you don't like it or because somebody else is using it and perverting it. That right there is erroneous and judgmental, and those are the types of things that make you a modern day Pharisee. And you should repent of that. So I think we should go. We should get into some music.
I don't think you should call people. No, we can keep going.
Yeah,
we're probably only gonna play one or two songs.
Really? Okay.
Because of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot to say too.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So what I was about to say, I don't think you should necessarily go the route that you ended it with calling them that. But in the end, I tell people that what keeps you saved doesn't necessarily keep the next person saved, right? Mm-hmm. We have what we know is a fact that's a sin in the Bible and what's not a sin, and then we have certain things that we put into place for ourselves to help us stay from sinning.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right?
Yeah.
I never agree with anybody who says, if it says not, don't do this or you're going to go to hell or you're not saved because you do that, when it doesn't say it in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Saying don't do this because it's going to help you save or you just shouldn't do it and then explaining why, I never have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. I always tell people that, what goes on in my church or what goes on in other churches, it may not work for you. For some people, you may need to be in a strict church that's telling you don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. Mm-hmm. I don't have a problem with it as long as it's saying you don't go to hell. I understand when a person says that, mm-hmm. When they're telling you this, they're being a little extreme, mm-hmm. because they're trying to help you. Yeah. I do understand that, but they shouldn't do it. I'm not justifying it and saying it's okay for them to do it because they're just trying to help you. I'm just saying that I do understand what they're trying to do when they're doing it. Yeah,
that's a good point, because ultimately, like when I was the way that I was, mm-hmm. ultimately in my mind I was like, dude, like I had been deceived. I hate deception. Like that's a real big right. Like I hate to say, I hate the fact that in my life that I've been deceptive. You know what I'm saying? That I've deceived people. You know what I mean? Like in my life, like I think about those things, but like I hate deception. And so oftentimes it's like I really want people to say like no, like really, like, man, look at this, you know, like get this, you know what I mean, and so forth. But like in doing so, I wasn't, you know, it was done without grace. Right. It was done without patience. Yeah. And it also and because it lacked the grace, it definitely was really hard, if it was seen at all, to see that really I was coming from as loving of a place as possible. And you know what I mean, and so I feel you on that. I get that, but on the flip side though, like, man, there's some people though who have it like in the they have it in like a self-righteous sort of way, and so like you said, like how you disagree with me saying like the Pharisee thing. What I'm telling you is like I've only read a portion of the screenshots. And then and those screenshots do not reflect all of what was seen on that post. And then I made a post myself in which the person comes back on and respond. And I guarantee you, an apple is an apple, yo. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk about a Pharisaical, having a Pharisaical mindset, that's when you have this self-righteous. So that like the way that this person came at not just me, but like other brothers and sisters in the faith, it's a like a yo. You're not. Yeah,
I know that. Yeah, in the same way that you decided to go back. And they didn't come hard or think that they came hard. Yeah. So down there going, oh, I'm first. Oh, now I'm going to attack you. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and I don't, like I said, I don't mean it as an attack.
But they're going to take it that way.
But that's fine. But you got it. But like this is, again, we're calling things what they are. Yeah. Right. And that's all that I'm getting at. And so like, and when you got somebody who's preaching law, as if the salvation is in the law, that's exactly what the Pharisees did, and that's where the issue is. Mm-hmm. That's why I say so. It's not meant in a I'm trying to think. It's not meant to be insulting, but I'm saying like this is what you're doing. This is how you are. This is the approach that you're taking. Right. You know what I mean? And so I say that in a way to say like, yo, like pay attention, because like right now you're doing as the Pharisee would do. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so forth. And that's what I mean by that. So it's not meant to be like the N-word.
So I wanted to say, and I wanted to bring this up the last week that we talked. We completely ran out of time, and I forgot to bring it up. Mm-hmm. So we were talking about the Clark sister movie. Yeah. In that movie, there were certain things. It was I think I put it on your page. I can't remember if I did it on your page or not. When I said you're not saved if your song gets played on the radio. Yeah. Right. So again, I was talking to somebody and I was explaining to, what should have been said and what was meant by that, mm-hmm. compared to, how they said it, And I was like, I was telling somebody, I was like, it's kind of true and mm-hmm. it's not on how you look at it. I was like, they shouldn't have just said you're not saved if that's not true. Mm-hmm. The point, and I'm not defending that bishop who said it, because they shouldn't have said it. They should have just came out and say, you shouldn't strive to be on the radio if you're a gospel artist or a Christian artist. Yeah, which is because it can become prideful. Mm-hmm. It starts becoming about yourself mm-hmm. instead of about Jesus. My song is on the radio. I got a platinum album. Mm-hmm. I need to make sure that I get another song out so I can get there. Oh, I got nominated for a Grammy. Yeah. It starts becoming less about Jesus, how it originally started, to becoming more about yourself and your career. Yeah. I said there's a difference between, a true gospel artist, when you were originally talking about, or a Christian artist who are just like, I'm just doing it for Jesus. Right. If I happen to make money off of it, cool. If I don't, I don't. Yeah. And then there's that person who's saying, well, I'm Christian and I don't want to make secular music. I want to make stuff about Christ. Yeah. But I also want to make it my career too. Yeah. There's a difference. Yeah. So, in that statement they're trying to make is, be careful. Mm-hmm. If you're going after music, be careful that, you just completely forget that it is supposed to be about God and you're supposed to be giving him glory and things like that. And it just becoming about yourself.
And that's a fascinating point, man. Like, and it absolutely just takes me to the tens, man. Like, it irks my soul that churches just in different denominations, different sects, whether it's the Reform camp or the Pentecostal camp or the Charismatic camp, Baptist, Presbyterian, like churches have gotten away from actual discipleship. And so now, because of that, they're so scared of interacting with the world. And it's like, well, wait a minute. That was our daggone mission from the first place. Like, to go, right? And so, you know, and again, like, this is something where over time where, like, I kind of grew from, because remember, like I said, I was just like Christian Vita, and I was like, yo, you shouldn't be going to no bars to go. Now I'm kind of like, man, yo, if a bar invites me to come play, to come do my Christian music, I'm gonna go there. Why? Because what am I doing? I'm carrying the gospel to the very people that I'm supposed to be talking to.
Yeah, I remember. I thought like that myself.
Yeah,
until GT invited me.
Yeah.
That one time, he's like, it's in a bar, and then I was like, I just sat and thought about it for a second, and I was like, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
like.
Shout
like Christians don't go in the bar. That's the problem.
I gotta tell you, shout out to Jay Crumb, because like if I didn't know him personally, and you know what I'm saying, like back in the day, I probably would have threw him under the bus for the places that he performed. But truth be told, like he's affecting the culture, you know, which is what we're supposed to be doing. You know, church, being a Christian, it's not supposed to be Sunday school, morning worship, evening worship, Bible study, prayer meeting, mission meeting, deacon meeting, preachers meeting, you know what I'm saying? I mean, BTU, I mean, like all of these different things. We're not supposed, we weren't meant to be held up in that building all day, every day. We were meant to be able to go out into the world. There was something else I shared the other day about like where it says like it says something to the extent of college doesn't destroy people's face, it only exposes it. Because what happens is, man, these kids grow like actual biblical training, actual dealing with actual real issues, and then they're told to stay away from certain people. Don't go near them tattooed people. You stay away from them floozies over there. Pick your friends wisely. This, that, and the other. Right? We're told all of that stuff. Then they get into college, and then they get this culture shock. They get challenged on their faith that they haven't been equipped to give an apologetic for or rightly defend. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then next thing you know, they're kind of just like, man, I don't really believe. The only reason why I was going in the first place was because my parents made me. You know, so discipleship is huge. And so when it comes to like something like the industry, right? You disciple a person, right? And by the grace of God, that person can go into that industry and affect change within that industry. Yes, they'll be working in our work, but I work with a lot of people who I know aren't saved, right? But I work as a Christian in that environment. You know, and I do things like treat people right and show up on time for my job. I do faithful type like stuff, and I offer sound advice, and I tell them exactly who I am. I tell them exactly what I represent. You know, and then I laugh with them about things that are appropriate to laugh at, and you know what I mean. Like I build relationships with people. Why? Because all of this is part of our evangelism. Because they see, and in turn, what do they see? They see, for one, Christians aren't stick in the muds like people would think. Christians do have fun. Christians actually have the joy of God and what we do. And you know, and it builds a character. And I'm not snooty, and I'm not looking at them like they some filthy thing, because truth be told, if you removed God from my situation, I'd be exactly that. Like, the only reason why I am the way that I am is because of who God is, right? And so, you know, and I've said all that to get back to this point. When you talk about like how we shouldn't have our music on the radio. Listen, man, if you blessed to put something out there on the radio, by all means, like, do it. That shouldn't have any bearing on your salvation or whatnot. Now, with the right discipleship, you'll be prepared. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going into a war zone of a different type. You know what I mean? From say like what the apostles went through, or even what, say, like our brothers and sisters in China are going through right now. It's almost the same thing but different. Like our brothers and sisters in China, like they're literally getting killed physically. Like over here, we dealing like straight up spiritual, surrounded by spiritual wickedness and whatnot, temptations and so forth, access to so many different things and whatnot, and we have to fight in a different way to kind of keep our minds right in order to maintain. And it's only by the grace of God that we're able to do that. You know, but like the style of the music, that's not the issue. You know, the locale is not the issue. What's always the issue is the issue of the heart. Have you been born of the Spirit?
Yeah, if you're talking about the style of the music, then
yeah,
all of it's wrong.
Yeah.
I think, you know, some people say like, oh, you should only sing psalms in churches, and I'm like, some of these psalms are not thousands of years old.
Yeah.
You do know that, right?
Yeah.
The hymns.
Yeah.
And
they all got the same. Listen,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for jazz, like most of our music today would just y'all would hate it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
The other thing I was gonna say, so we were talking about the scripture of being like the world.
Yeah.
So what does that mean to you? Because people say
that's a horrible question to ask. Not to me. What does that mean? Because the author has an intent when he wrote that. I say people say that all the time when they try to justify something. Yeah.
And they try to talk about hip hop. They say, "Oh, you can't be like the world," or they say on the way I dress. I always think it's funny too when they try to attack me with the way I dress. They were like, "Oh, we're not supposed to be of the world," and how can people distinguish you from the world when you dress like that? And I'm like, well, how do I distinguish you?
Yeah, right.
Like, how does a Christian dress?
Right.
Like, where does it say? How am I supposed to dress?
Right.
Like, I don't look at you and say, "Oh, that's a Christian."
Show me a dress code. Show me a dress code in scripture.
You wearing a T-shirt,
right,
that says "I'm Christian."
Right, and even then,
right?
And Satan comes dressed as an angel of light. So you mean to try to
right? And then my point was. I was like, I dress less like the world than you do because there's less people that dress like me.
Yeah, keep it real.
Fact.
Yeah,
know,
because face it, like you talk about like when I got to wear a suit. Yo, listen. I'm pretty sure Weinstein, while he was raping girls, came out of a suit.
Yeah.
So come on, like how do we dress? You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, John the Baptist.
I forgot I had this T-shirt on.
Gotta
hide the bottom of it.
John the Baptist preached in camel fur. Like who is it?
We should be wearing camel fur.
Should I be wearing camel fur?
And a long shirt.
That's what
thing that goes down to our ankles.
But you asked a good question. I mean, you asked the question. I'm glad you asked it that way. And I want to say that that's a horrible way to ask. I'm glad you did it that way. That's a horrible way to ask. What does it mean to you? Because we want to get into what's called and I'm about to get nerdy on y'all. We want to get into what's called hermeneutics. And hermeneutics is kind of like the science of interpreting scripture, right? And when you talk about hermeneutics, you got to ask yourself questions like historical context, the literary context, like what was the author's intent when he was writing that? Because he had an intent as he penned it to those people for that day. Mm-hmm. Like, and as I'm saying that, I want y'all to think about books like Revelation. Where everybody think that Revelation was about the future. Like, but why would he write about the future to people of that day? Mm-hmm. When I'm saying, like he was writing something that was real for them that day. I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's not real for us today. Because also there's the redemptive context. And it's like, where are we in a story of redemption? Well, how does this apply to us as Christians in 2020, right? And so being like the world, what does that look like? Well, again, it defines it. For all that is in the world is the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. So when I'm chasing at the lust of the flesh, or my sinful lustly desires of flesh, and lusting after stuff in my eyes, coveting things that which goes against the 10th commandment, or when I'm pumping myself on, elevating myself to God, because remember, these are the three things that destroyed Adam in the garden. The lust of the flesh, that fruit looked good, tasted good. The lust of the eyes, the fruit looked good, and the pride of life. Oh, I could be like God. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like this is all that sin is wrapped up in one or more of those three categories, right? That's what it means to be like the world. It has nothing to do with how you dress. It doesn't really have too much to do with how you talk. I mean, if we're talking about like cursing somebody, of course that's sinful. What is that? Because if I'm cursing somebody, that's a pride of life thing right there. Maybe even a lust of flesh thing right there, right? Because it feels good to curse people out when they curse you, right?
Sure do.
You understand what I'm saying? But like if I'm saying words like dope, like, oh man, that's dope. That's not sinful. That's me speaking from a cultural context.
Well, if that's the case, then we all are sinning because everybody uses a slang word here and there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Rather you admit it or not.
Legit.
You say the word cool or awesome. Those are all slang words.
Right.
They all became a slang. It became a word.
You said, "Oh gosh."
Yeah.
It's so funny because I feel like there was somewhere like it was like probably like a Simpsons episode. Ned said something so corny. He was like, "Excuse my language, but gosh diddly darn." And it's like he's right, But and my point is that like when you start pushing your preferences, like we can't sit here and say that, oh well, because these people are doing this like this over here, then that whole thing, I'm gonna make a blanket statement about that genre or about that style or whatnot, and that's where people are missing a boat. And that's not the gospel is not in that. The gospel is not about, it's not, hey, make yourself act a certain way so that you can be saved. The gospel is that we were all sinners, that we were all falling short of the glory of God, but God, being rich in mercy and love, sends his son into the world to live the life that we can't live, to die the death that we deserve to die, so that we can live a life that we don't deserve. And by the grace of God, by his unmerited favor, we are justified by faith in who Christ is. Right? It's not change yourself and get right. This the whole come as you are thing. Yeah. I mean, it's like, yeah, don't try to get right and then come to church. Because you can't. You never show up. You never come.
No, it means wear church clothes.
Yeah, folks be like, man, yeah, I would come and I don't have anything
wear
to wear.
Church clothes.
Wear what you
man,
got.
You need to be clean shaven, short hair.
Yeah, all of that's trash. No, it's trash. You know what I'm saying? Somebody once asked me, it's like, man, your dad let you preach with all that on your face? Like, yeah, because we Christians. We real over here. Like, what? You mean to tell me that your so-called pastor don't?
Every pagan I see of Jesus, he got a beard.
Yeah, even though they all, you know.
I'm not saying I'm not saying white or black. I'm just saying every single one.
Jewish culture.
I'm just saying every single one, the beard.
Yeah, because that's how men look.
Hair at least touching his shoulder, at least.
I mean, just it's that legalism, y'all. Like you got to get past that whole legalism.
Yeah. Again, nothing wrong with setting some rules over church.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. If you have a standard for yourself, if you have there's certain things that you have a standard, but we have some liberties in Christ. And that's one of the things that boils down to, like, yo, like let's
if you don't like it, just don't go.
Yeah. Let's
if you don't like it. Yeah. There's some churches here that's gonna, if you a woman and you're showing up in some pants or some jeans, they're gonna tell you can't come in unless you're wearing a skirt. Just don't go. Don't sit there and say, well, see, that's why I don't go to church. No, that's bullcrap.
Yeah, come to St. Matthew.
Just
you'll be welcome.
Go to Greater St. Paul.
Yeah, you'll straight up.
That's it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, move to Omaha, come to St. Matthew. Come to Tree of Life.
There's certain things that some people stay traditional. The pants stand, I understand where that tradition comes from.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it real. Like,
I didn't grow up coaching, so I'm not there, but I understand where the
don't ever go there either. I mean, don't ever get to that place.
No, I don't. But I know where the pants stain came from because my family was like that, and I understand. It's in the Bible where it says, "Do not wear clothing that was made for man, and man do not wear clothing."
But women have pants made for them.
Okay, exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
I said now there is pants that's made for women.
Yeah.
It's the same thing now. Like
there's certain pants as a man I would not wear.
Before.
It was.
Just we were about to say with skinny jeans, they were women pants. There were men buying women pants.
Yeah.
Now they're making them for men.
Yeah.
That's up to you if you want to wear. I'm not gonna say you're not saved if you wear skinny jeans.
I'm saying you're troubled, but I'm not gonna say you're not saved. No.
But I'm not gonna stand up and preach about it that you're not saved and look what's going wrong with the world because men are wearing skinny jeans.
Nah, it's a style.
No,
I don't.
If I rap about it, it's just gonna be because I don't like skinny jeans. Too old for them, too fat for them.
You understand? I come from a different era. We all come from the era where baggy
pants.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And I'm gonna be that. That's just who. That's who I am. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna be it as much as possible.
Yeah,
it's hard to find
I'm baggy.
Pants,
it is. I have to buy my pants like 2 sizes, like 3 or 4 sizes too big.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to find
just to be a little comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I used to buy them in my size because they were already baggy. Now I gotta buy them.
Right. Yeah.
Bigger.
I hate the way we have to shop now, man.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, man, folks, like, especially to my fellow Christian brothers and sisters, like, watch the legalism, Stop trying to hold people to your standard. Like, it's one, like I said, like, there's some people, like, and I keep trying to tell folks this, like, drinking alcohol is not a sin. But there's some people who are like, I'm not going to touch this stuff because I know what it could lead to, and that's perfectly fine. But like, if you come over my house, if you come over to my house and you want to drink, As long as you're not getting drunk sinfully, as long as you're not doing it sinfully, but you're having a nice drink, that's fine. You can do that. But if you come over to my house and you don't drink, I'm not going to offer you one. Why? Because I'm going to respect your boundaries. I'm not going to sit here and say, well, no, it's okay for you to do this because we got liberties. Like, nah, I'm not going to flaunt my liberty in your face. You know what I'm saying? But the Christian thing, let's say if you don't eat pork, I'm not going to bring you over to my house for a bacon sandwich. But for you to turn around and say that I'm sinful because I'm eating bacon, like, no, that's legalism. Cut that crap out. Cut it out. That's not true.
I wouldn't say that's legalism.
That's legalism.
No, I was about to say, that's just them
No,
not getting into the New Testament and knowing that it was clean.
Well, but I'm saying, though, if they're saying that you're disobeying God's law, that
means that they don't know what they're talking about. They still haven't got to the part where Jesus, I was like, you might need to go a little bit farther and say we can't eat anything that is unclean.
Right, but no, that's what I'm saying. Though.
Now, you said I'm not eating it because I'm black and because
that's just
back in the days during slavery, that was the only meat that they gave us.
I'd be like,
so I'm still not gonna eat pork because of that. And I'm I'm just gonna say, cool, more pork for me.
This takes me back to that silver lining we talked about in struggle, because if that's what they fed black people, man, that's that silver lining. Like all praise, they were eating good. And let me stop. like what? You mean to tell me they got pork? I mean, please. That's probably why some of them didn't run. They ain't running from massa. We get pork. That's horrible. Let me stop.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's funny to me, man. Somebody mad at me right now, man. Y'all forgive me. I ain't got no sense.
I'm going, where my fly swatter at?
Oh, that's so horrible. Well, bacon is good. Bacon is good all the time.
Bacon
all the
tastes
time.
good.
Bacon.
Pork chops taste good.
Pork chop, yeah. Pork steaks. That's ribs. Pork ribs. Pork loins. I had some salt pork the other week. I fried up some salt pork, and I would take a biscuit and put some jelly on it. We call them fat back sandwiches. Fire.
Put jelly on it, huh?
Yeah, some jelly, apple jelly at that.
Apple jelly.
Yes, apple jelly.
Ain't that called something else? That's not jelly.
No, it's the apple jelly. I get apple jelly. I don't do jam.
Apple.
I don't know why I don't do jam.
No, it's called something though.
No, it's apple butter. You probably think
apple butter. There we go.
There's the apple butter, but there's also an apple. Smucker's has an apple jelly.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say there was this in the church that I used to go to. One of the members there, he used to pass out all these DVDs all the time about hip hop. Gosh, and I can't remember the name of the series.
It wasn't EX Ministries, was it?
I don't know. It was like the evil hip hop, something about
the truth behind hip hop,
something like that.
If it was truth behind hip hop, it was EX Ministries.
Was it like the dude? Was he wearing like a what do they call it?
Oh, he had a robe on or something like that?
No. Dang it, what those things called? Lumberjack shirt on?
Nah, I wonder if you're talking about Snap.
Okay.
But anyway, he was passing out these DVDs, yeah.
But anyway, I never watched them because I was like, you're not going to convince me that the devil made hip hop to destroy whatever, yada. All right. And I just remember like one day I was sitting there with my wife. We had just got married, and I was sitting there. We was at some place or whatever, and she was telling me the name of this guy, and I can't remember the name of him either. But I remember looking up because everybody was like, "Oh, when you watch it, everything's like it lines up, and he does his research and blah,
what year
blah,
was
blah."
this?
But I wouldn't watch it, huh?
What year was this? Like around what year?
2012.
Okay.
All right. So I wouldn't watch it because I'm like, you just attacking hip hop. You're attacking culture. To me, I'm like, you're attacking black people. He's black, but I'm like, hip hop is black.
Was it G. Craig Lewis?
It might have been, bro.
Bald-headed, light-skinned dude?
No, he wasn't light-skinned.
Oh.
He wasn't light-skinned.
Oh,
but he was just kind of like built like me. He wasn't bald, but he wasn't bald.
Okay.
But anyway, dressed hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, so I decided to humor and just type in one little thing that he did, and it was like proving that Jay-Z had sold his soul to the devil, and that's why it came out. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna just watch this little clip. If he don't catch me in this little clip, Then that's it.
Right.
So I'm watching this clip, and then the song that he's talking about, was it Lucifer? I think it's the name of the song. It may be that. It may be a different song. I can't remember the name. It's not Lucifer.
Where if you play it back, he says 666 murder.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you I was real heavy in this stuff back in the day.
So was that the same? That's the dude you're talking about?
It is, but like a few people probably.
Okay. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm listening to him. So he goes, yeah, if you play it back, you hear 666 murder, Jesus, right? So I'm listening to this. I'm like, this sounds like somebody added those together. And then I'm going, I know this song. I know this song. And it's not, I can't think of the song right now. It may be Lucifer. I can't think of it. But I was at no point is any part of that song going backwards.
And this wasn't the dude.
Yeah, that's him. Okay.
That's
he was
G-Great.
okay.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, bro.
Yeah.
But then on top of that, I'm going, I'm listening to it. I'm like, this literally sounds like somebody chopped this in there. Right? And then so I started telling my wife, I'm like, babe, I was like, this song came out on this Black album. And so I'm telling her, I'm like, this song came out on this Black album. And when the Black album came out, he put out an album where it was just the acapella. It was nothing. The whole album was just acapella. And everybody was putting their own beats to it and stuff like that. So it's an acapella of everything that he said. And I was like, so all it sounded like was somebody ran this backwards and then played. Grab the clip of him saying Jesus, grab the clip of him saying sits, and grab the clip of him saying murder. And put it on together. In just 5 minutes, I was able to find all that that said this is why it happened. Here's the person who did it. And it was on this album.
It was on the Gray album.
No. I'm talking about that part that he heard.
Yeah.
It was on this rock band's album.
Yeah, it was the Beatles. So he mixed it with the. It was the Gray album.
No.
I know what you're talking about.
But what I mean, but it wasn't a Jay-Z album that somebody was doing. A band, a rock band, put out an album, and they just grabbed those clips and put it as an intro to a song that they were doing.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought they would say like a.
No, I know what you mean. There's a great album that was the
yeah.
Beatles' White Album with that.
Yeah.
No, this was literally a rock band that grabbed that and put it together. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, this dude, in 5 minutes I was able to find that. And he just went and did that.
Yo, my fault. Finish your stuff.
They watched this whole thing in church one time. And my wife came out and she was like, and I was like, I'm not watching this. My wife came out. She was like, babe, you should watch this one day. And I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't. And then she was like, no, she do. And I was like, okay, tell me what he said. And I'm sorry, I'm going to correct you real quick.
Yeah.
So she started saying, and it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was literally like, she was like, oh, did you know? She was like, well, do you know where hip hop started at? I was like, yeah, in New York. And she was like,
Africa Bambaataa.
Right. I was like, babe, do not go around saying that. I was like, he is giving you wrong information. This dude, he doesn't know what he's talking about. I was like, hip hop started in New York. And anybody say a specific place in New York, they're wrong because nobody really knows. There's certain people that would claim it, Bronx, stuff like that. But there's always that battle. So everybody just say New York.
I will say that it is factual that Kool Herc, I believe, is my understanding that Kool Herc is the first to have 2 turntables and extended beat breaks. He's the first to do that much. You know what I mean? And I'm saying like, and from that it kind of just. It branched out, but I remember that he was talking about African Bambaataa took a trip to Africa and learned all of this stuff and to come back with hip hop.
And I was like, man, what is happening?
Yeah, and he called it that because he liked the way the women's booties shake when they hips hop.
He wasn't even African Bambaataa then.
He wasn't.
Until he became a hip hop artist. Then he became African Bambaataa.
Yeah, dude.
And he wasn't even talking about Africa. He didn't go to Africa then.
Dude, like
when he became African Bambaataa, he didn't even go to Africa.
Yo,
he never been out of the hood.
Yo,
I'm telling you right now.
A lot of his stuff was so. Like,
he made Planet Rock.
Yeah.
I mean, what? I'm just saying.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff was easy to be debunked if you knew certain history. That's why like a lot of people who like actually like knew hip hop. Like for me, what
booty popping. He made Planet Rock for people to sit there break dance.
And again,
and really was not dancing to Planet Rock.
What when I first heard him speak, what was getting me was the fact that like, yo, I've been beating these dudes who have been saying some pretty wicked stuff and acting like it wasn't anything wrong with it, and that had a profound impact on me. I gotta be honest with you, like the dude is a heretic, but amazingly, God used this heretic to kind of like start me on a transition, and I'm kind of glad He took me through this transition.
Yeah.
Although I got a lot of stuff that I cringe at. Historically, you know,
that you did,
yeah, that I did, and that I've said to people and stuff like, but like I'm thankful that I had been. That's why, like when I saw Christian Vita's post, I was just like, oh, I was like, I know exactly what this person is on. I've been here before.
They rarely listen to hip hop there,
Yeah.
so she doesn't know anything
Yeah.
about hip hop. So it's easy for her
Yeah.
to go, oh, okay, is that there? Because she can name one
Shoot,
rap
to this
song.
day, my wife, we still got a couple of his DVDs at our house, and we just never got rid of them. I let my twins play with them. You know,
One of these days, now I'll probably go and watch it just to humor myself.
yeah.
Uh,
But you know, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this on Facebook. I got a preacher friend right now who's been really interviewing people who came from that, who's coming out of that man's church, out of G. Craig's church, because really, like, man, like we talk according to a lot of like so many different
his name is
testimonies.
G. Craig.
G. Craig Lewis. But like if there's a lot of people coming out of his church right now because he's not what he say he is, and so forth, and so and I'm saying that because there's probably somebody right now who's watching us and who listened to him. I was an avid follower of his stuff. I used to always be on this True Church podcast and stuff like that. But the dude is the man is a horrible exegete, and he's an unrepentant adulterer.
Oh, it is called Truth Beyond Hip Hop. Well,
Yeah.
I think it was something else.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, you know what I'm saying, and again, these are from like testimonies from people who have come out of this church. There was a guy by the name, shout out to my man T-Time. T-Time used to be a part of that ministry. He broke away from that ministry because of certain scandalous stuff that was taken. Same with William Ford. Again, anybody who followed that ministry, William Ford was one of the main teachers out of that ministry. He broke away from that ministry for whatever reason. I don't know. But like, there's a lot of people who are separating themselves from EX Ministries is what it was called, you know what I mean, and by all means, I always tell people, do your own research or whatnot, but like, yeah, he had a lot of false stuff. Haza King, one of my favorite Christian hip hop groups, Haza King made a diss track to him.
I wasn't shaking my head to you.
Yeah, I know, but they made a diss track to him.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, don't do Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
What did he say?
It just where it says he has targeted Christian leaders, including first name Kirk Franklin. And I just started shaking my head.
Kirk Franklin's not a Christian leader,
Right.
But he did target Kirk Franklin though.
It's like Christian leaders, Kirk Franklin, and TDJ. So I was like, oh,
Yo,
okay. I'm done.
Story
I'm done with you,
Story goes,
Wikipedia.
G. Craig used to date Kirk's sister.
I'm done with you, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Let's get to this song before we run out of time.
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
we're going to introduce. Where's my world premiere?
I don't know. That's your
Hold on.
Humble Kingz.
There it is.
Premiere.
All right, so we got a Humble Kingz world premiere. I got to find it.
Yeah,
We got a Humble Kingz world premiere. This is you want to introduce it?
Yeah, man, this is our bro, man. He's our co-host when he's here. JC dropped a video some time ago. Y'all make sure y'all look out for JC music. The name of the video, the name of the song is called "He Wouldn't Let Go," and this is an absolutely wonderful song. And I thank God that He did not let go of me. Let it rip.
Hey, yo, what's good, y'all? This your boy K-Drama, and you're checking out the Humble Kingz, Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show.
Humble Kingz world premiere.
I got a testimony to tell you. I've had days where I could not eat. I've had days where I could not sleep. Now I've had days where I wanted to end everything, but you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. I've had days where I thought I lost my mind. I've had days where I gave up the fight. So I have days where I look back and cry, 'cause you
hear me in the background? That's me singing. Background.
Word. You're a little
Hear
flat.
it? I got some little scratches in here too. You hear 'em?
I don't hear him. I don't hear you neither.
Days where I question my gear, and I've had days where nothing seemed to make sense. Should I be here or even be doing this? But you held my hand and you wouldn't let go. I've had days where I listened to the enemy and let him tell me what was inside of me. Now I have days where I look back and cry, 'cause you had my hand and you wouldn't let go. So hard I wanted to let go. I almost gave up, but you wouldn't let go. I lose my grip, but you held on tighter.
I mean, when I see pictures of him wearing hip hop clothes, you do realize that, hip hop is not just rap, right?
The culture. He said he was saying it himself. He was talking about how it's a subculture of American culture, but there's a culture to it, nonetheless. And you kind of rocking that culture a little bit. But he has in his own congregation, he has a guy who does Christian rap, but they be like, man, we don't do hip hop. Now, that's a semantics thing with me, and that's fine. I was on that same stuff, because I was under the idea of his thought of hip hop being a religion. It was like, well, nah, I'm not, I'm Christian, you know what I mean? But like, that's what it is. Like, we do Christian rap, we don't do hip hop. That's what they say, and it's like, whatever. That's a semantics thing. Like, nah, you.
If rap is bad, then rap is bad. All rap.
Yeah. Right. But see, like his argument is that rap is simply an element within anti-Christian religion called hip hop. So it's like he says you can take that element and divorce it from the culture or whatnot. It's like, okay, whatever.
Humble King's world premiere.
Omaha's #1 Christian hip-hop radio show, The Humble Kingz.
Yo, that song is so fire.
Yeah, you sound a little Kojic at the end there.
You said he was sounding a little Kojic at the end?
You were sounding a little Kojic there at the end there, JC.
Oh, snap.
That talking in between.
You daggone Pentecostal.
Come on,
always trying to
he want to let
somebody.
you go. Yeah,
y'all always trying to claim somebody.
Come on in, JC.
Let me find out Jerron Taylor in the Cross-Bearing Nation and start covering this song.
Come on in.
Calling him up out of the audience. And we have a special guest.
Right.
he'd be like the actual singer. Go somewhere.
All right, so we got like 2 minutes. So,
hey, yo, listen, man. I love everybody to life. My thing is, you can disagree with me. You're free to disagree with me on this topic tonight. You be wrong, but you're free to disagree.
Oh my gosh.
Nah. No, again, man, like if you don't like Christian hip hop, for one, why are you watching this show? For two,
or listening to this show.
Yo, listening. I mean, it's fine. If you don't like a particular style or something, you don't have to like everything that somebody put Christian on. That but praise God that we have something for everybody. Amen.
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 So, he tried to make the point that you're not. What did he say? Like you're not feeling the spirit or something like that.
Yeah.
It's the flesh or whatever.
Yeah.
I can tell you because, you know, from worship music into praise music, hip hop music brings me closer to God than both of those.
That's crazy.
I love praising God and I love worshiping God with music, but when it is the praise song or a worship song go to remind me? It's going to tell me, you know, if you pray, God's going to bring you out of this. If you do this, God's going to bring me out. But hip hop is going to say, I went through this. Yeah. And God got me out of it.
Hey, yo, let me tell you.
They're going to give me that testimony. They're going to say, I went through a divorce. Yeah. I used to be on drugs. Yeah. I got in a fight with my wife and almost cheated on her.
They get specific.
Right.
Yeah, they give you some real life specifics.
Very testimonial
of what God
stories.
Dude, yo, pray, man, I'm trying to tell you. And that's why, like, I'll tell you right now, and for anybody listening, if you never listen to certain songs, I'm going to tell you, Shaolin got a song called The Throne of Grace. Takes me there every time I play it. Yeah. Like, it's a rap song, but takes me there. Throne of Grace.
There's a song. Go ahead.
I'm about to say, Beautiful Eulogy. They whole album, they got an album called Worthy. Like your album. Right. You know what I'm saying? It takes me there. You know, it just takes you right into that place. I mean, like, what I'm saying is that it's not always about the style. It's about the God that's being glorified in that music. You know what I mean? And it's funny that you said that. Like I'll go to a rap song like on Sunday mornings. I'll go to a Christian rap album before I go to something else for the most part, because those songs take me there. I'm not saying that the other songs are bad. They're not, because I go to those songs too. Sometimes I wake up and I play me a little Kiara Sheard. Sheard, how you say her name?
So D. Thomas got a song called Idols. And it's my favorite song. It's one of my favorite songs, and it's the song that gets me emotional every time, because it talks about how any and everything can become an idol, including hip hop itself. Yeah, sure. You know, and it makes me not repent. I guess the just word I want to use, feel bad. Yeah, feel bad. Like, man, like I thinking about all the stuff that I idled.
Yeah. Over God. We are idol factories, though. Right? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
so, like, good, but every time I hear that song, I'm like, man, it's about to get me. It's about to get me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got to tell you, man. What the last? I think it was the last time I was on stage with Andre. Actually, it was you couldn't make it that night, but it was like when the Humble Kingz open mic thing. I'm gonna say this. We can go. I did the song "Heard My Cry," and Dre, and I don't know, it was something about that night, man. Like, as I was doing it, it was just different. And even and so Andre was like, hey man, dude, like, honestly, like, dude, like, as you were doing that, man, you could literally, like, just feel the spirit. And because, like, in this song, I'm talking and praying to God about what he has delivered me from, even though I don't deserve it, and I'm so thankful for that. Like, so what I'm saying is, it's not about the style of music, yo. It's about the God that we're glorifying. That's who it's all about. And if you get away from the point to where you're glorifying God and you're glorifying self, then yes, we have something to talk about when it comes to the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. So, yeah.
All right, that's the show. So we'll hopefully see you next week, God willing.
Yeah, God willing, hopefully.
Right, and I'm going to be working on some stuff. Hopefully we can get this video up and we can get GT.
I hope so too, because this was a real good one.
Back on the show.
If anything, are we able to, if instead of saying we don't get the video, are we able to salvage the recording? Like the video, the audio?
Today? Oh, I got the audio.
You got the audio?
It didn't stop. It recorded all the way through. I'm looking at it right now.
Hey, I wonder if you can send that to me and if I can just upload that for my podcast.
Okay, you need it tonight?
Yeah, if you can. If not, I'll do a fresh podcast. But if we can do it like that, then that'll be great. And I'll put that on the podcast.
I can get it to you tonight because I'm rerunning the show tonight.
Sounds good.
But yeah, I can get it to you tonight.
That sounds dope. So this is gonna be on the Bars podcast.
Yep.
I'm gonna see if I can make that happen. It's gonna be my first time ever trying that. So we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's what's up.
All right, Humble Kingz, y'all /bar podcast.
Yeah, biblical and reformed spitters.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, you want to do an intro for that, or just leave it alone?
We just leave it alone.
All right. So peace,
grace and peace. Smell you when I see you. Peace in the Middle East, rain in Spain, harmony in Germany, no pants in France. We out.
All right.
Love y'all to life. Hey, I'm cutting it kind of close, so I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, I know. Let me. Hey, Facebook. Goodbye. Let me take T off of that. That's what he does.
Oh, snap.
Choices.
Somebody turn me up from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right? Somebody turn me up from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right? Turn me up now, from the north to the south. I be shining like these girls up in my mouth. If you want when I'm on, come on, let's just hold it down. Ain't no hate around here, it's all up, just look around. If you ain't get out the way, really don't care what you say. I'm tryna have a good day. My God be making a way, that's because he is away. Girl, that touch you turn me up, let's have a party today. Somebody turn me up, from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right? Somebody turn me up, from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right? One time for the people, two times for the vibe. 3 times for his grace and mercy, cause I'm still alive. From the Midwest, but I throw that west side. And if you got a problem, you can catch me outside. How about that? No, I'm just playing, I'm just having fun, yeah, in my own lane. How about you? I really know what you could do. When this beat drop, you can turn up with the crew. Somebody turn me up, from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right? Somebody turn me up, from the east to the west side. Shining with the light, live it right, be the best side. Ain't no time to stress, cause I'm living my best life. Yeah, this life is hard, but God is good and I'm blessed, right?
So many want me to flop, but just like a soda, I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Yeah. He set me free from the lock. I'm not that afraid of the cops. I'm more afraid of the ops. Cause they the snakes that smell in your face, but low-key they wishing you flop. Yeah, I pray you taste amazing grace. Jesus clean me up like a mop. Yeah, to all those who left me to rot. Yeah, I forget, but I never forgot. I still love you cause that is my job. But no one can love you like God. We connected like it's on Wi-Fi. Got an unlimited high. His love it is sweeter than pie. I'm telling Miss Patty bye-bye. Cause so many want me to flop, but just like a soda I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. So many want me to flop, but just like a soda I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock.
Bro, friend, they wanted to stop. Got rich and had to go selling my stock. The pain for panic, I'm grooving. If the record move me, I can love the top. Don't worry, I get it, granted. If they're at the top, then it's in the attic. We about to go pop how I feel about it. Don't start acting shy when you feel it static. Yeah, but got in the mist, I ain't being dramatic. The ghost in the whip, so I drive with a passion. Look back at my past, it might be traumatic. I'ma go get it, I already asked her. It's locked down tight, the wind's like Chi-Town nights, 4-5, got a ball like Mike. Pray to God my life on
so many want me to flop, but just like a soda I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. So many want me to flop, but just like a soda I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. So many want me to stop. Hickory dickory dock. I do not follow your clock. Sent the wrong message, you blocked. Hope you connecting the dots to the puzzle. Only the real can fit in the shuttle. We taking off, we ain't moving subtle. Heard that from God, just came out the huddle. I'm busting your bubble, I'm out of the box. Spin through the fire, I'm high. Not looking back like I missed a slide. God even changing the plot. Yeah, I'm feeling brand new with the chop. Giving all that I got to, we all see the top. Yeah, I'm in a whole different flight, you ain't taking my spot, I got it on lock. So many want me to fly, but just like a soda, I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. So many want me to flop, but just like a soda, I pop. I've been set free from the lock. God got the blessings on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 he got them on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 that's on lock. Yeah, God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 that's on lock. God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 that's on lock. Yeah, God got the blessings on lock. Blessings, 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 that's on lock. Yeah.